In this video, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to BlitzJS, what it is, why you may consider using it over NextJS, and also its key features. And in the next video, I'm going to create an application and show you the different components that BlitzJS has. Let's get started. As you can see, I mentioned it's a full stack framework for NextJS. So what does that mean? So BlitzJS is actually a full stack framework. It's like a wrapper over Next.js. And in very simple terms, it's Next.js with additional features to make a developer's life easy. So you may have heard about Next.js or worked with Next.js, and BlitzJS is like a layer above Next.js. What are the benefits? Let's see. So for this, let's do a quick recap of Next.js, the core features, right? So for those of you not familiar with Next.js, it's a framework. It's a full stack framework for building React applications. What are the benefits? Benefits are server-side rendering feature, which is good for SEO. Then page-based routing, and it also lets you create backend APIs. So you can create both the front-end layer and the back-end layer using Next.js. And it makes using React easy. So then you may ask, why do we need BlitzJS? Now, when you create a new Next.js application, it's totally bare bones. Okay, so you need to spend time adding basic stuff. Like say you may want to add ESLint, prettier, and then on top of that you have to make decisions for different components. For example, authentication component. It doesn't come out of the box with Next.js. And this is where BlitzJS shines. It makes building a web application fun and easy. So when you create a BlitzJS application, out of the box you get some very good features, which helps you to uh, quickly develop the web application, add the features on top of that, you know. So you are already given a set of key features. Now let's look at those key features. There are three key features which I want to talk about here. First one is you don't have to write APIs, but you can do that. Then you are provided an authentication framework out of the box. And third is code scaffolding. Let's look at each of these. The first one is no API. So what happens is, say you want to talk to a database. So you write some backend code to talk to database, like get the data, update the data, etc. Now you can import server-side code to front end directly. You don't need to add an API layer on top of that. That work is done by BlitzJS. Okay. Now this does not mean that you cannot use the traditional REST APIs or GraphQL APIs. You can continue doing that, but this approach saves you a lot of time. So you can directly use the server-side code on the front end. This is the first thing. The second feature is authentication. Now, when you create a new application with Blitz, you get authentication feature out of the box. Features like login, sign up, forgot password. You can imagine how much time this can save you. If you have ever tried to build your own application like I have, this takes time and this requires a lot of best practices to be followed. So this comes out of the box. Now you are free to choose it, like you can use it or you can integrate with additional, I mean some third party authentication tool like Auth0 for example. Up to you, but this is a great feature, right? The third key feature is code scaffolding, which means that the initial application that you get has some components which I mentioned, like you get ESLint, you get prettier out of the box, and plus additional modules. And plus it's very easy to add more features. So you have recipes which you can use, like if you want to add tailwind or material UI, it's just a command away. So you can simply run a command and add those features. So this is a very quick introduction to BlitzJS. I hope you got a sense of how it helps for getting started, I mean, getting up and running quickly with a web application. In the next video, I'll create a sample application. Stay tuned. Thank you.